Yes, sir.
How are you?
Fine, sir.
Very good. Let me present. So we were doing module 4 and we are studying from OP Khanna and we were discussing supervision and leadership, which is chapter number 17. And from this book, as I am telling, there are 39 chapters, out of which, from your examination point of view, only 17 to 22. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. These six chapters are important. So let me open the chapter, that is chapter number 17, that is supervision and leadership. And yesterday we were discussing supervision, what are the duties of supervisor towards management, towards fellow supervisors, then towards work, then what should be the qualifications of a foreman. Eh, Previously, even the supervisor is was called as a foreman also. Then, what are the qualities of a foreman? And let us now study what is leadership. Indrajit, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Can you see the screen? Can you just read it?
Yes, sir. Leadership definition and concept.
Okay, so very good. So leadership, it is the knack of getting other people to follow you and to do willingly the things you want them to do. Okay, so they have, it is not that you have to get the things done forcefully. They have to do, the followers, they have to do the things willingly. That is what is a good leadership is. And leaders need not be very educated or need not be qualified. You have to see that you get the work done from your followers. That is what is your successful leadership is. So leadership means to inspire confidence and trust so that there is maximum cooperation from the employees. So you have to get the maximum cooperation as a leader. It is the ability to persuade others to seek defined jobs enthusiastically. You have to see that the peoples who are working under you, they are doing the jobs enthusiastically, heartily, happily. So it is the human factor which binds a group together. Hmm? And you have to motivate them towards the goals and see that the targets are achieved. That is what is your leadership is. You have to take the team with you and achieve the target, achieve the goal. And remember, it is a teamwork always. It is not a one man show. If yes, definitely you can have one man show, then there will be limitations on the turnover, there will be limitation on the growth of the organization. Then leadership can also, these are the various definitions we were discussing. So it can be also defined as the process of influencing a group in a particular situation at a given point of time and in a specific set of. So how you influence, how you convince your staff or your colleagues, so that company's objectives can be achieved. That is what is your leadership is. So there are three distinct leadership styles, that is authoritarian, democratic, and laissez-faire. So let us understand this one by one. Somebody wants to join? So authoritarian leadership. Here you have to see that your authorities are used to get the work done. And this works always, this works always. And it is true. Many times I have seen with my own eyes, I have experienced. वो मैनेजर है, उसको कुछ आता नहीं है, लेकिन since he is the most powerful person, he has the authorities not to sanction your leaves, not to sanction your money, not to sanction your medical, not to sanction your bills. So even if that person who has so many authorities, even if he doesn't know, people will respect him. अरे उसको कुछ आता नहीं है, लेकिन क्या उसके हाथ, सब कुछ उसके हाथ में है, वो साइन नहीं करेगा तो अपना बिल पास नहीं होएगा, अपना लीव सैंक्शन नहीं होएगा, प्रमोशन नहीं होएगा, ट्रांसफर नहीं होएगा, या वो ट्रांसफर कर देगा। वो बहुत पावरबाज आदमी है, मतलब उसके पास बहुत पावर्स है। सो even any aggressive worker will be scared of this person who is authorized to sanction the leave, cash, etc., etc. So that's why we say that this authoritarian type of leadership works in all the cases, not in many cases, but in all the cases it works. So here the person, the authorized person, the person who is having authority, he will make all the decisions, whether it is right or wrong. मैं जो बोलूंगा वो करने का. So all the policies are determined by the leader. ऐसे. It's a kind of a dictatorship. He dictates to the subordinates. Then he will decide what one should do. That is, the leader decides the particular work task for a particular person. And even if he wants any helping hand. The leader will decide what helping hands to be given. And sometimes it is called as this kind of leadership is called as the negative, because the people's working under such a authorized person is always scared, or he always feel himself insecure, and he remains scared. But the control is tight. So there are circumstances where authoritarian leadership is successful. Like subordinates, they don't want to take initiative. They want to reduce their work. They want to do less work. So in that case, you have to show your authority. And finally, you have to show them that you are the boss. Okay. So the people have to obey. And let me tell you, without authority, these things will not work. And if you have authorities, even if you are little technically incompetent, you can get the things done. हमको कुछ मालूम नहीं, ये चाहिए मतलब चाहिए बस. समटाइम्स आई सीन द पीपल सेइंग दैट वो मैं नहीं जानता, मैं फिटर नहीं हूँ, मैं मेंटेनेंस फिटर नहीं है. ठीक है, फिटर कौन है? आप. तो वो आपको आना मांगता है कैसा खोलने का, कैसा असेंबल करने का. यू आर द फिटर, यू शुड नो. मैं नहीं जानते, मेरे को ये काम करके ये गियर बॉक्स खोल के और इसका जो भी प्रॉब्लम है वो सॉल्व करके असेंबल करके आज शाम तक चाहिए. People are saying like this, they are dictating like this because they know, they have the authority. And since the authority is at a single point, the decisions are taken very fast because he doesn't have to contact, you know, somebody else on the top or on the bottom. Decision lies with himself only. So it is very fast since the decisions are taken quickly. Another kind of leadership is democratic leadership, which is popular. So in democratic leadership में क्या रहता है? It is like a concurrent engineering. So here the leader will discuss, he'll consult his staff, his subordinates. He will take the ideas from everyone. He'll supervise. Huh? So he will always promote or encourage the participation of his subordinates. So the emphasis is on the teamwork. All policies which come out of the group discussions, the subordinates are encouraged. And not only encouraged, but they are also assisted or they are helped by the leader. and the decision the leader will take only after consulting the all subordinates. So it is a group decision and not a leader's decision. So here the leader doesn't hide anything, everything is transparent. He educates his peoples in terms of the company plans, whether they are long term or whether they are short terms, all the plans. He sees that, leader sees that his subordinates are well informed. And then, since it is a democratic, like democratic country where everybody has freedom to take his own work, he can travel anywhere, he can have freedom of speech, freedom of work. So same here also, the subordinates not necessarily should follow the leader's instructions. They can take their own decisions and work as per their own decisions. So the advantages of democratic leadership are, since he is consulting everyone, the peoples, that is the subordinates, they are always motivated. Their attitude towards the work is also improved. They have the feeling of ownership that yes, this is my company, my words or my suggestions are considered here, and therefore it helps to promote healthier relations between worker and management. This finally helps to reduce the grievances, employee grievances, because it is not like a dictatorship. Nobody is standing with a cane, and that raises the employee morale. So in democratic leadership, the subordinates, they are made to felt their responsibility. It is also seen that since I am liberal or since I am democratic, that is, I am asking, that doesn't mean that somebody will sit on your head. Uh, you have to also see that your subordinates do not take undue advantage. Since you are, because it happens if you try to, respect, if you try to listen to everyone, then some may take undue advantage. Then third type of leadership is free reign leadership or laissez faire leadership. No doubt it is good, but practical implementation of this is bit difficult. Here, the leader, he acts as an information center, means he has all the information about the job, and he exercises minimum of the control. He exercises minimum of control. The leader depend upon subordinates sense of responsibilities. He also depends upon the workers or the subordinates judgment. There is a complete freedom for the group or individual. The interference of the leader is minimum. The work of the leader is limited to the supply of materials and all the resources, like subordinates को जो जो चाहिए, that the leader has to make them available. So it can be soft material or it can be hard material. Soft material मतलब mean in the form of the information. Hard material means like nut bolo, bolt bolo, washer bolo, like that. Then leader makes no attempt to appraise or regulate the course of events. So here in free reign leader, he does not actually, even though he is a leader, he does not behave like a leader. He leaves the worker to work on their one, and he transfers the most of the responsibility on the shoulders of the subordinates. And this is quite, seen in big companies. Like खुद का काम है वो दूसरे पे दे देते, especially in government organization. Such kind of leaders you can see. So the subordinate group in this leadership, they will establish their own goal and solve their own problems. So the leader is there just to help them out, just to provide the resources. So there is a risk in this kind of leadership, because the leader is giving or he is depending totally on his subordinates. So your subordinate should be educated, experienced. नहीं तो डूब जाएंगे पूरा इसके ऊपर. हम लोग कभी भी, like suppose if you want to start a business and if you don't know anything, but if you think that partner whom I am selecting, he is knowledgeable, he knows everything, so I'll just give the finance and then he will look after my business. Please don't do like that. Okay. Please don't do that. Even if he is your best friend, or no matter how close he is, huh, don't rely totally on him, because even though sometimes I have seen even the brothers also, the cheating has happened. So friends का बात तो दूर. In one night, your friend or your partner will run away with all the cash and all the material and the machines. So you should not depend, totally. ऐसा पूरा अंधे के माफत काम नहीं करने का. So that's why, as I told, that first leadership, that is authority type leadership, where the leader has authorities. Then second, democratic में Leader as well as subordinates, they come together, discusses and then do the things. And then free reign में क्या होता है? The leader उसका सबऑर्डिनेट को बोल देता है, चलो तुमको जो करना है वो करो, ठीक है, मैं खाली तुमको जो चाहिए वो लाके दूंगा. So that is not correct. So no doubt the first leadership is good, but I honestly feel that democratic leadership is always better. And of course, the free reign leadership is not advisable. So, what are the qualities of good leadership? So, you should have a mission first, and then you have to go for the vision. Most of the times, the students they make confusion that vision first, then mission. No, first mission and then vision. Accomplishment. He has to see, leader has to see that how effectively he can use the time. So the leader has to complete the task, given task, in the particular time. So that is what is called the accomplishment of the task or of the project. Project duration is 1 year, so he has to complete the project in less than 1 year, not beyond 1 year. So education wise, he should have technical education as well as commercial. Acceptability. So he should respect his subordinates. Self denial, a willingness to forego self indulgence and ability to bear the headaches the job entails. Acuteness, the leader should be very acute. Acute means sharp. He should remain mentally alert. High intelligence, should be able to, leader should be able to come down to the level necessary for the subordinates he is leading. So he may be, leader may be highly intelligent, but are his subordinates that much intelligent? No. If they are not, then the leader has to come to their level. Character. So leaders should be honest, sincere. He should have courage to face the hard facts. He should have courage to face unpleasant situations. Sometimes there will be downs in the business or there will be loss in the business. Leader should possesses a good character. huh? He should have good administrative quality. Should be able to plan, organize the work. At the same time, he should delegate the responsibility and authority also. Obviously, he has to be a mature person so that he can make the decision or take the decision Job competence, like you should be aware of the competitors. You should be able to benchmark. He should be able to analyze and take his own judgment. Leader should be a self starter. He should have an initiative. बोलते हैं ना, charity begins at home. So leader himself should be able to take the initiative and drive. He should be energetic, vibrant. So moment he enters the department or the section, uh, his colleagues should also feel, energetic and enthusiastic. That is what is called as the, energy, or we say positive energy. Attitudes. So enthusiastic, optimistic, loyal attitude. Out of this enthusiastic, optimistic, the loyal is very important. That you should be loyal to the organization. Personal compliance. Like the leader himself should be punctual. He should report in time. Should be honest. Then only he can give or teach a lesson to his subordinates. If he is not honest, he himself is a thief, then what he is going to teach? Constructive, creative, and independent thinking. That is, he should be able to have constructive ideas or creative ideas. Dependability. So management has dependability on the leader, because management knows that this leader is going to work and he is going to complete the task. Group spirit. So you should be able to develop the spirit in the group. Flexibility. So of leader should be flexible, adaptable, uh, to the changing conditions. He should have knowledge of industrial psychology, human relations. Then approachability. Approachability मतलब क्या? The subordinate should feel, yes, I can approach him. He's not going to me. He's not going to touch me. He's not going to shout at me. He's going to listen to me. This is what is called as the approachability. Open mindedness. Should a leader should have open mind. Should not be biased. He should not be taking decisions under the influence of personal or emotional interest. Self confidence. A leader should have a self confidence. He should be cheerful. Most important is communication ability. He should be able to communicate with his subordinates as well as with the management. And obviously, he should have a vision, that is, what is he going to do in another, that is, next month or next quarter or next year. Then only he will be a successful leader. And that whatever vision he has, he should be able to share it. Okay, so decision making we will continue in the next class. Okay. So as we have a meeting here, I would like to, with your permission, I'll wind up a little early. So if you have any doubt, I can take up quickly.
No, sir. Not.
Other, otherwise we can stop. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you,
you, sir.
Martin. Thank you, Martin. Welcome.